Good morning, everybody, and what a great morning it is today on Good Morning La La Land. My voice is like 2 octaves.
That's awesome.
I'm Tanya Memi.
I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jessa Moyer. This is Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Also available on Apple TV and Roku via the EverTalk app.
Indeed. We're so happy to have you here today.
Thank you. I think I need more coffee or something.
Do you? Maybe you've got what
Totally.
Jeslyn had.
Oh,
What did you have?
I've been a little under the weather, but thanks to my friends at Next Health, I am in tip-top shape.
Oh,
Dr.
you
Shaw.
had IV.
Yeah, Dr. Shaw was actually here on the show Mind, Body, Spirit, hosted by Dr. Kate on EverTalk, and we had a little consultation. He said, I can take care of that, and why don't you go in for an IV drip? And I thought there is nothing more La La Land than that, but sign me up. Let's get the vitamins in my veins. So I had a great experience. Immune therapy.
How do you
That's
feel?
awesome. Wow.
Better?
Well, I feel like $1 million. I don't sound like it, but I am on my way.
love it.
Okay, woo.
That's the perks of being a TV host there, Jess. I'd still be in urgent care if I was waiting for...
Hashtag perks don't make me laugh, it'll make me cough. I'm so excited to welcome our very social guests to the studio today. Good morning and hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi. We've got Josh Covett in the house. You know, our paths have crossed on the award-winning web series Bunkheads, and now he's here to promote 40 Minutes Over Maui. How are you today, Josh?
I'm great. Thanks for having me here.
Oh, we're so excited. We want to know all about your experience with the short. But first, tell us, how do you start your day? How does a filmmaker and a creative like you set his day off right?
A dynamo of creative energy like myself typically starts my day with the words, Alexa, snooze.
There you go.
two to 5 times. And then I burst out of bed and check my texts from my collaborator, Michael, here, because he's already up working.
There you go. Dynamo of energy. I love that.
I love the Alexa smooth.
Yes.
Snooze. Is it the same every time by the time it's the 5th time? Because it would not be for me.
Sometimes I'm so motivated that in between the 3rd or 4th, I'll just get out of bed.
Oh, I was thinking like,
Say,
Alexis,
cancel, ready to go.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, thanks for keeping
Alexa,
it 100 with us, Josh. Michael, congratulations on the success of this incredible short film. Tell us, how do you start your day? I have a feeling you're hounding Josh to get out of bed.
Yeah, text messages to Josh are usually the last thing I send at night and the first thing I send in the morning. But before that, I've actually recently changed my alarm to a Van Halen song. So every morning I'm starting with the sweet, sweet sound of Sammy Hagar's voice.
Wow, there you go. That's a novel response. We haven't heard that yet.
No, I actually love that idea. I should have it changed to music, but I think it'd like incorporate into a dream. That's a great idea. Thank you. Well, we've got former NBA All-Star Jason Williams with us. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning, everyone.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing your morning with us. We can't wait to know all about everything you've been up to, including Rebound. But first, how do you start your day? What's your morning routine?
I wake up at 3:30, and then first thing I do is I start my day with Jesus, and then I start my day with the gym and the Futures Recovery Healthcare Center to help people with their substance abuse problems. And then this morning I'm starting my day by stealing some of Michael's coffee.
There you go. There you go.
No longer just a prop.
I love it. 2 days ago we had Christ in coffee. Today we've got Jesus in the gym.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
I will drink to that with the stolen coffee. Well, thank you so much for being with us. Erica, she is hot off the LA Short Film Fest. Good morning, Erica.
Good morning.
So tell us a little bit about how creative like you starts her day. What's your morning routine?
Yeah, well, usually my cat wakes me up, so that's kind of my morning routine, feed the cat and get that going, and then I kind of get blurry-eyed, really fast get dressed because I do not like the morning, so then I head off to the gym, but like I'm at my house for like 10 minutes. I do not have a morning routine. I just get on the road is my morning routine.
Fantastic.
I
Love
like
the gym.
that.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, Catherine Nicholson is in the house. She's a dear friend of the Tanya Meme herself.
Yes, we've known each other for a long time. Thanks for coming, Catherine.
When Tanya said you were going to be here, she said, I know the hottest real estate agent in Los Angeles. She works at the agency. You're going to love her.
She literally said that.
I literally said that.
Thank you. So my morning routine, I started meditating recently, and then I jump in a cold shower, which is better than an IV. Got to tell you, Jess, I mean, really. When you're feeling sick, jump in a cold shower. And then I have a 10-year-old, so I get up and I make him breakfast every morning. I'm such a good mom.
Nice. I love that. So what's the meditation consist of?
It's a 20-minute meditation, and it actually goes through 6 phases. Things like gratitude, setting your goals, imagining your day. It's really good, and it's none of the clear your mind kind of thing. Although if you do meditation in the morning, it's probably a lot easier to clear your mind. But you actually get to think, and so it's much easier to do.
Yeah. Never had a problem thinking too much.
That's true.
That's come to me very easily. Overthink everything.
I do love that people do different things in their meditation, though.
I agree.
Some people need music, some people do a guided meditation, some people just sit there and try not to think, some people try to think about something they want or desire.
Some people
It's very
call it
interesting.
meditation when they're actually scrolling
When
through
they're not
Instagram.
meditating.
That's fun. Yeah.
That's true.
That can be meditation. Yeah,
awesome.
no, I think it's great, and I think it's just a great way to reset yourself in the morning and do what works for you. Because I think too many people try to do what they think they should do. Just do what works.
Oh, couldn't have said it better myself. Well, thank you all so much for being with us. We're looking forward to continuing the conversation later in the show.
Fantastic. Tanya, what's good?
Yes.
What's new?
What's good? Oh my goodness. Well, I'm going to Greece and Italy, you guys, on
What?
Saturday. I am. I'm
Oh
going on
my
vacation.
gosh, just put my weekend plans to shame. Are you kidding me right now?
I can't wait. I'm very excited. And yes, and I got spoiled with some new luggage yesterday too. And so I've just been, so I have, you guys know, but I have a new man in my life. But it's not new. It's kind of not new,
Yeah,
but it's
just a new form that's
It's a
taken.
new form, and it's been so amazing. And you know, it's interesting. We were having this conversation. Like as you get older in life, you just really want to partner with somebody you have fun with.
Yes,
Do you know what I'm
peaceful
saying?
fun.
But peaceful fun. Somebody that you're more, like being content in a relationship goes a long way for me.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh
Where it's
my
like-
gosh, totally. I mean,
Right.
you know, we joke all the time. Like, you can be miserable alone. I don't have a problem with that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need help being miserable. I pulled that one off.
Well, you know, they say misery loves company, and so many times that's contagious, especially in romantic relationships. So I'm so excited to be able to witness the healthy, peaceful, happy relationship you're experiencing, Tanya, and I wish you the best time in
I know
Europe.
you've known me for a little while now, you know,
Yes.
and so she's seen some of the ups and downs, and you're like, you just seem different
Yeah.
with OT, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just seems
What-
right.
What
Yeah.
do you think you did right that's led to this beautiful, blissful relationship?
I had to get myself back to where I had to clear out a lot of the cobwebs, to be honest with you. I was all over the place. You know, you go through divorce, you go through this, you go through that, and it really derails you.
Yeah.
And I had to just really, I just needed time to clear the space. And so I did take some time away. And I don't know. It's like saying goodbye to people that you know don't add to your life. Like literally doing the things that you know that you need to do to get the people out of your life to create space for the right people. And also, I came to a point in my life, and this is the truth, I decided a few months ago that I was only going to have people in my life that saw my self-worth.
Love that.
So yeah, I mean, it was a big deal for me. I thought, you know what, this is going to be my measuring, you know, system for everybody in my life, whether it's somebody I work for, somebody I'm in a friendship with, somebody I'm in a relationship with. But if they can't see what I bring to the friendship or the relationship, or they don't see my self-worth, why be in the relationship? And so I got rid of a lot of people in my life just because of that one thing. And now when I show up because I know I'm going to be showing up with somebody who I know I have a synergistic relationship with. Do you know what I mean?
Totally. And I think that comes in two flavors. I think on one hand, it's like you want people that encourage you and support you when you're down.
Oh,
but you
yeah.
also want people that are super excited and celebrate you
When
when
you're
winning.
up,
Yes.
exactly.
Which is, you know, and usually you get sort of like one of those, but not always the other.
But not always the other.
So I just love that. It's fantastic.
So, Rob, you mentioned at the top of the show, or before we even started, about timing versus alignment.
Yes.
So it seems like this is the perfect timing in Tanya's life, or is it just that she's perfectly aligned?
Oh, you guys are so cute.
I
Oh my
think it
goodness,
doesn't
we're
take
analyzing
time.
me today.
I think it takes alignment. I think it's not about time. I think it's about alignment. And I think that, you know, you're a testament to that in so many ways, though, Tanya, with not only your personal life, but your professional life, as you are, Jez. But you said something really interesting, too, which I love, is that it not only takes alignment instead of time, but that...
It takes a long time to get aligned.
Yeah, it does.
Well, at least it did for me. Or is taking a long time for me because there's so many things you have to release, the people you have to let go of, and you don't necessarily want to clean out all of those cobwebs, whether those are relationships or just demons you have within yourself. I mean, for me, that takes time because I'm the classic compartmentalizer, right? I don't want to take time to swiffer out that part of my brain. Like, I don't have time for that. But in reality, if I want my timing to be now, I have to get in alignment with myself.
Yeah, I love that, and I completely agree with what you're saying, Jazz. No question about it. And at the same time, in my life, I haven't felt sort of a need to heal everything that's ever happened to me in my life, or to like dig into the past and like resolve everything that's ever happened.
You can't.
You can't. It's
sometimes
impossible.
You can't, because the other person on the other end doesn't want to resolve it sometimes too, and that's okay.
Exactly. It's like trying to get to the end of the internet. It's never going to happen.
Yes.
Right? So like for me, it's always a question of like, what thought am I experiencing now? What feeling am I experiencing now that I can heal and let go of now?
Yes.
And the more you practice that, then you find that there's less and less to heal because you're healing it on the spot.
Thank you for sharing that, because I think that's so important, because for me, I don't want to have to deal with everything. I don't think many of you do either. Like, that doesn't sound fun.
It's crazy.
I just want to fall in love and go to Greece.
I know.
Like, I don't really want to do all of that work, but if I just focus on the moment in the feeling that I'm experiencing and stay present in that, that's something that I can conquer.
Exactly.
I appreciate that.
That's why I feel like, presence really does heal and solve all problems.
Well, I started to really put my grateful factor out there too. So it's, I mean, there are things in my life that are not even as good as they were a year ago.
Yeah.
And then there are things that are way better in my life than they've ever been in a long time. But I listen to Joe Dispenza a lot. This is really what it is. My mother's like this little guru. She's like little Yoda going, you need to listen to Joe Dispenza. Yeah. So I listen to Joe Dispenza. Yeah, and so when I started really concentrating on the grateful, things I'm grateful for, and then doing some of his meditations. And I started a few months ago, and I don't know if that helped or what it did, or maybe it did. I think it did.
I feel like it does.
I think it does.
Because what is alignment other than feeling tapped in, tuned in, turned on, and grateful and excited and happy about the present moment? Right?
Yes.
I mean, if you're practicing gratitude.
For the things you're grateful for.
Including the exes.
Including the exes. But you can even be grateful for the fact you have a cup of coffee in the morning. The fact that you're in your snuggly bed and you have a bed to sleep in. Like, just start off with little things. It doesn't have to be, I'm grateful for, ginormous things that maybe or might not be happening in your life, but start off with little things.
It's true. What's that expression? You can be frustrated that you have dishes to clean, or grateful that you have.
That you have the dishes.
You know what I'm saying?
That you can clean.
Yes,
and
exactly.
you have the dish soap to clean them with.
Yeah.
I know.
I feel like you exercise gratitude a lot, really successfully.
Oh, I really do. I'm so deeply grateful for my community, and I live a very prosperous life, and the fact that I've invested so heavily in my social relationships and the people around me that I know without a doubt that people have my back.
Yes.
And I am so eternally grateful for that, and for the experiences, the once-in-a-lifetime opportunities that I'm constantly given.
Yeah, so I think that's alignment.
I think so too.
Right?
I think so too,
Yeah. So,
they're all
it
all
doesn't,
moving along.
It might take time, but it doesn't have to take time, because the only thing you can really control is the present moment, right?
Yeah.
So
Totally.
it's just tapping in to the present moment. So.
Get tapped in, tuned in, turned on.
There you go.
Speaking of tuned in, Rock to Recovery is happening this Saturday at the Fonda Theater, August 24th. Limited tickets are still available. We'd love to share our experience at last year's Rock to Recovery during this commercial break. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
This is Jeremy Jackson, and you're watching Good Morning LaLa Land.
My name is Petra Conti, and I'm watching Good Morning LaLa Land.
This is Dr. Amy Harwick, and you're watching Good Morning LaLa Land.
Hi, everybody. I'm Drew Carey. You're watching Good Morning LaLa Land. Hey, what's up? This is Michael Starr from Steel Panther. You're watching Good Morning LaLa Land.
Hey, I'm Carla Harvey, and you're watching Good Morning LaLa Land.
This is Kira Reed-Lorsch, and you are watching Good Morning LaLa Land at Rock to Recovery 3.
So here we are, Wes, here, the amazing, extraordinary human being here for Rock to Recover. Look at this. What are you thinking?
I mean, I'm a guy who was almost dead, 120 pounds, cars repoed, nobody wanted to talk to me, jobless, homeless. I thought life was gonna suck. And I never thought music would be part of my life. And somehow, just one foot in front of the other, and having this program people taught me, wow, here we are. I mean, how cool is this? You got super beautiful woman on the red carpet interviewing me. I mean, life's pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
You all, I am Wes Geer, the founder of Rock to Recovery. Rock to Recovery is a music therapy program that we take into treatment centers. And we work with addiction, we work with mental health, we work with wounded warriors, at-risk youth. We do music therapy. Let me hear you say, hell yeah! Say I love you guys. Let's do this.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land here on Thought Thursday. So excited for our next guest. He's a former NBA player. Jason Williams is in the house. What's up, brother?
Hey.
How you doing, man?
So happy you're here.
Your hands are huge,
I know.
I have big hands, but that's awesome.
You got to get your sock game up.
I know, we talked about that. I do the no socks. He's got some really cool socks on there.
Thanks,
Love
man.
those, man.
At least you got the no-shows on.
He's got the no-shows.
Yeah, 'cause
They're
you
really
ran-
there.
That's right.
Just can't
So
see
you've
them.
got this new project.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about it.
Okay, it's called Futures Recovery Healthcare.
Yeah.
It's a drug and alcohol, substance abuse, center down in Jupiter, Florida. And it's a little different because we teach through outdoor venture therapy also. We have 4 doctors on staff. We have detox, we have 13 psychiatrists, psychologists, and all that other stuff that you do through fundamental treatment. But we're jumping out of airplanes. We're at the bottom of the ocean, scuba diving, snorkeling. We're playing golf. We're wave running. We're hydroboarding, the hose that goes up onto the all these
Hydroboarding.
things.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So we're trying
That's
to
awesome.
do 19 different activities you haven't done in 30 days. And this is to break down barriers, overcome anxiety, and build self-esteem, and break up the monotony, and also give you different things to do when you go on vacation instead of just sitting there, sitting at the bar.
It's kind of like
Yes.
experiencing a natural high.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. When we get our detox and we're throwing you out of an airplane, first of all, that builds trust, right? You got to believe in us and trust in us. And first of all, it gets me to be a kid. I'm in recovery, going on 4 years. This is something that I love to do. I'm here 6 days a week, and the 7th day I go to church. And most of the teammates, we don't call them clients there, we call them teammates, because I'm in this battle with them. They come with us, and they go to church, and it's not where you're going to be locked up in a beautiful place, which it is a beautiful place. We're on 9 acres. You have your own private chef. Private rooms, it has a basketball court, tennis court, it has jacuzzis, it has all those great things. But it's not your typical treatment center where you go in and you're just going to be in front of 80 people and just telling your story all day. We move it around, and then we stay in contact with you when you leave through this app. It's a video messaging app, so we get to see you every single day, how you're reacting.
Wow.
If you came to work with no socks on,
There you
it might be a
go.
little strange. If you have on glasses and it's shades and it's nighttime and it's raining, we know there's something going on there. So we speak to every one of our alumni every single day.
Oh, wonderful. I'd love to take a look at the program.
Okay. I'm Jason Williams, founder of Rebound. Some days in the morning, I wake up, I say, man, I want to save the world today. And then some days I wake up and say, well, I'm going to save my community. But 95% of the time I wake up in the morning and I just got to save myself. And this is what's great about this place is that I help people help me stay on the straight and narrow. We play baseball, we play basketball, we do hydroboarding, where we get on the hose and go 50 feet in the air.
Great thing that he's doing because he's using his assets, his God-given talents that he was given. He's helping himself and he's helping others. That's what life is all about.
Because he's walked that path. He's been there.
The biggest jail I ever been in my life is the one that's right here in my head.
Wow.
That is
I love
so
that.
incredible. So A&E recently did
Yes.
coverage on with the Addiction Unplugged. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, they did a great job. They came to me about a year ago and said, look, they wanted to put together a program where it would release the stigma. You know, when you have cancer, if unfortunately, if you have cancer, you go get chemo. And if you have an addiction problem, you go get treatment. So we're trying to release the stigma here. And they said they were going to do a show and they were going to put 10 of the best treatment centers. Would you want to be a part of it? I was like, if it's going to release the stigma, let's do it. Because so many of my friends, especially people of color, who are unaware of treatment, they don't know that you can use your insurance card, just like when you go to the doctor, and go to treatment and get better. Don't quit your job if you have an addiction problem and ruin your life, ruin your family, you know, that ripple effect that goes down. Go to treatment, spend some time at Futures Recovery Healthcare and get better, or go somewhere if it's not with us.
Do you also treat people though that too are just have made a lot of really bad decisions in life and they've spiraled down and they're just in the, like, do you treat people that are just dying for help as well? Or is it just?
No, we treat dual diagnosis. So we go for anxiety, depression,
Exactly,
right,
okay.
mental health.
Yeah.
Look, I'm no longer into the party scene, but I have to go there to stay sane because I'm not ready yet, you know. And I've been in there going on 3.5 years we've been doing this thing. So I go there every day because I can get therapy. I sit on the group. I'm a warning or an example to folk, and sometimes I'm both, Rob. So, you know, I'm there all day long and I'm learning.
I love this, man, and this is really inspiring to me. Both Rebound and Addiction Unplugged, because I worked in the spiritual, sort of as a spiritual counselor in the rehab world for a while, and part of the challenge was that folks would come in and they would just begin to get really restless and they never felt alive. And so what you're doing there is making it so interactive and fun and exciting, and people get to experience being alive without drugs and without alcohol and without all these other things that are so unhealthy.
Yeah, and you get to be a kid again, right? It's the first time, like, I played NBA, I played all around the country, I've been all around the world, and I never enjoyed a beach. You know, somebody was like, how was the beach in the Bahamas?
Right.
You know, and
You just
I'm like,
didn't
wow,
enjoy.
now I'm scuba dive certified. Most everybody comes through the program, gets scuba dive certified. You know, all the people that work with us in the Rebound part of the program when you're doing all this stuff is scuba dive certified. And I'm like, wow, I've been to the Bahamas almost 40 times. I've never even been on the beach. Right? It's just right. You're just ruining yourself at the casino and the bar and all these places.
I know
you
what that's like. It's very
yes,
interesting. Yeah.
So how else has sobriety really changed your life?
Well, it's given me much more structure. When I lose structure comes destruction for me. So if I know I have to be at Futures Recovery Healthcare every single day, I know that I have to be in bed by 9 o'clock. I have to be to sleep by 9:30 because I have to be at the gym at 3:30 to get to what I have to do. Because sometimes I'm bouncing off the wall and then I have to bring myself down in the gym. And sometimes I don't have enough energy and I got to bring myself up because we only have 30 days to get you right. You know, hopefully we get you for 90 days, but I have to be the same person every single day over at Futures. So sobriety is something that I have to work on every day because the struggle is real.
Well, consistency is a very important thing in life in general, on the court, off the court, in recovery and off. What advice do you have to people to stay consistent in their life?
Accountability partners. You know, I meet my business partner, Sean Nassif. We're at the gym every single morning. And then during the day, I am so busy doing what I have to do, but I've already taken care of myself, right, at the gym. So I'm not worrying about getting to the gym. And I try to stay as busy as I can, especially in the early parts of treatment, like 90 and 90. When you come out of treatment, we hope you catch 90 AA meetings every day for 90 days. So my bad time is isolation. You isolate me, my mind goes crazy. So I just work and work and work. And I finally found something, Rob, that I'm very, very good at. Teaching a kid a jump hook doesn't work for me when, you know, I can teach somebody, can help me help others, save other people's lives.
Yeah.
So this is where my passion is. I love it.
I love it. It's bigger and it's beyond you. I gotta ask, do you still play a little bit?
Oh yeah, I gotta play. You know, I gotta play with our teammates every morning. You know? We're bouncing the volleyball or playing golf or something every morning at 7 a.m. So it's excellent.
It's a good way to keep people in check too.
Yes.
Just cross them real hard.
Maybe he should teach you that jump hook.
I'm in. You know I'm in. Absolutely.
I'd love to see that. Where does that tipping point though for people that are, you know, in your center and they're going through your program, like what is that thing that you think works best that really like, oh, once they've done this or usually around this time they see it differently?
Well, first of all, a lot of people got to hit rock bottom.
Right.
I built my foundation on this rock bottom.
Yeah.
And I really had to do it. You know, I took Charles Oakley, who we all familiar with, and Hall of Famer, Curtis Martin to come up to a cabin and literally throw me in a Jeep to get me out of there to go get treatment.
Yeah, a baseball bat.
Yeah, a baseball bat, that's right. That was always, I always ask Charles Oakley, like, how would you know how hard they hit me with that baseball bat? He's like, I'm going to hit you until you get in the truck.
Yeah, and he's big enough he didn't need a baseball bat.
Right, he didn't need a baseball bat. But I was very heavy at the time. I was 80 pounds heavier because I was just drinking all the time and not really being active. When you show people their value, right, and that they can do it in their, because God is not a God of a second chance. God is a God of another chance, right? Because we already wasted our second chances. So if I can make it back, so can they. So that's what we do is empathy, right, and love. You can't teach anybody anything unless you care for them.
That's so true. But those friends that were there for you, that's powerful stuff.
But here goes something, is the friends that I put in my life that brought me down. I let them bring me down because when my good friends told me, Jay, go home, you had enough, I'll bring in some new friends, and then they're bringing friends, and then I was surrounded by a bunch of people who really didn't care about me, who I didn't know. So my circle is very tight right now. Only people I deal with is people that have futures or rebound behind their name. I pick up all day long. Even my brother or sister might call me, and they haven't been through our program, I don't pick up. But my alumni, I pick up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. Wow, they should go through your program.
I do have a question for you, though. If there is somebody in our lives that we should have the conversation with, maybe you should consider recovery, maybe you should consider going through this program. What's the best way to approach that conversation with a loved one?
I think if you call us, and I'm not doing a commercial here, but 855-502-HELP, you call us and we give you advice on that, because when you go to somebody, denial is the first thing, right? I know it was for me. I don't have a problem. What do you mean? I'm 85 pounds, I got black eyes, I'm falling down. I still don't have a problem. My snowmobile's upside down, my Jeep, my horse, all my yard. So the way you approach them, it got to be with love. And you might want to get advice by calling somebody who really knows how to do it. You have my number now, all you guys, call me. I'm the guy you would be speaking to when you call in anyway. And I'll put you on the phone because I'm not a professional at this, but we have professionals there for interventions, and they can help you with that. But you don't want to have somebody get so angry with you they get in the car and drive. You don't want somebody to get so angry that they take another shot and die, because this opioid epidemic right now is crazy. And now people are leaving because, let me just tell you, so many parents come up and go, well, my son is just smoking marijuana now and it's legal. But so is alcohol. Alcohol is legal, so are prescription drugs. If you abuse any mind-altering substance, you're abusing something. You don't need any of that stuff. Self-esteem would help you.
Into that. Love that.
So good. And a better jump hook.
That's right.
Jump hook out of the smooth.
Oh, thank you so much, Jason. Please tell everyone where they can find and follow.
Okay, we can futuresrecoveryhealthcare.com or 855-502-HELP. Call that. You probably end up speaking to me. But please watch A&E Unplugged. It's when is it? It's Saturday?
Yeah, back-to-back episodes this Saturday.
Okay, so that's perfect. And then I think my episode is on the 14th of September.
Perfect.
Okay, we all have to watch.
You guys are excellent, man. This is my new favorite.
You gotta watch.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you very
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more on Good Morning La La Land. Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We are so excited to welcome award-winning filmmaker Erica Davis to the show. Congratulations, massive success, LA Short Film Fest.
Thank you very much.
So tell us about your project.
Sure, Coda is about a young dancer named Alex who's kind of struggling with her dancing, and then she meets a young deaf man who brings up her old conflicted feelings because she was the only hearing member of an all-deaf family. So CODA stands for Child of Deaf Adults, and it's just about growing up and kind of not knowing where you fit in between sort of two different cultures.
What inspired this story?
Sure, I was a dancer, so that's the dance part a long time ago, but my brother-in-law's deaf. He's actually in the film. He plays the father. His name's C.J. Jones.
Oh,
He was in Baby
nice.
Driver and coming out in Avatar as well, so we're very excited about that.
That's incredible. What's been the hardest or greatest challenge in making this project a reality?
I mean, it was a big project. It had a lot of dance. We worked with Tice Diorio, who's So You Think You Can Dance, to get the dance done. And I think that was some of the hardest part, is like getting the dance and the sign language all to work together.
Yeah.
And then also shooting it was interesting because we had to have so many interpreters on set because a lot of the cast was deaf. And so it was all about coordinating and organizing all of that and like getting all that to happen. So
That's really interesting, though.
Yeah.
I'm sure you learned a lot about communication when you're not actually able to verbally communicate
Yeah.
with the people on your set. What was the biggest takeaway for you on that?
Yeah, I think for one thing, you realize everybody's the same. I mean, even more than you knew that, before, but you really realize that it's super easy for miscommunications to happen or for you to exclude people. So, for instance, on set, we had the interpreters, but they didn't just interpret what I was saying to them or what they were saying to me, they were also interpreting what was happening on the set. Because otherwise there's a sense of isolation and things like that, where, they're not aware of everything that's happening. Like you or I might hear something and know, oh, we're 5 minutes out or whatever,
Yeah.
and
They don't hear
get
any of that.
They don't get that privilege, right? So the interpreters made sure that they were included and felt like that they knew what was going on and everything. I think that's really important.
Yeah. What was it like for you? You're sitting in the theater and you're watching your film for the first time, beginning to end with an audience.
Oh my gosh,
like
so
what?
nerve-wracking.
What was that like?
It was nerve-wracking. It was amazing, and there's a few funny parts in it, and I was just hoping that they would land as well. But I was really excited about how much audience response we got.
Yeah.
And the fact, and people would come up to me afterwards and say that they really love sign language, or that they related, even if they obviously weren't deaf or didn't have deaf parents, they related to the idea of being like one person in two different cultures. A lot of us are multicultural and things, especially here in Los Angeles. So.
Well, we'd love to take a look at the trailer for Coda.
Sure.
Someone's gotta give me a break. I'm just sick of hiding my mistakes. I know I've got no time to waste. Always thought that I had to play it safe. Say that I shouldn't change. I'm feeling so trapped inside. A lie I tried to create.
I think you need to seriously consider if this is the right path.
I still feel alive. Feels like I'm on a high. Even if it's wrong, I still feel alive. Someone just tell me why. Even if it's wrong, I still feel alive.
Wow. That dancer. Tell us about your lead actress.
Yeah, Carrington Jones.
Love her.
She's
Yes.
amazing.
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
She came through Tice. Tice recommended her to us. Obviously, she's an amazing dancer, but she did learn sign language for the part.
I was going to ask that. So she's not deaf.
She's not deaf. No, she's hearing. She's the Coda character. So Coda means you grew up with your parents being deaf, but you're hearing completely. But you would speak sign language as one of your original languages and things like that. And Carrington's amazing. She's a superstar dancer. I mean, she's 19. She's amazing.
So she did learn it for the movie?
She learned
though?
all the sign language for the movie. Yeah,
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It's commitment right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Well, we knew she would be okay because, or at least we thought, this was our hope, that the dancing, because it's so physical, which is partially why I put the dance and the sign language together. They're both physical expressions of emotion, basically. So we kind of thought she'd be facile with it, and she really was. We had her do her audition. We taught her a piece in sign language. She worked with Ryan Lane, who plays Josh in this, and they did the whole scene in sign language, and she was so emotional and so connected to it.
Wow.
It was beautiful, and that's what we were worried. Would she be able to not just learn it, but really act and feel in this other language? And she was
wonderful.
beautiful.
So what do you hope is really the true audience takeaway from this film?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's two things. It's about identity, right? Who you are. But I also hope that the audience gets a little taste of a different culture and a different point of view, and that they really kind of see that there's more similarities than differences, but that also that there's a real culture in, in a specific, thing. So being deaf is a specific kind of disability, and it has a specific culture that builds around it. And we don't always think about it. Sometimes we just think we're taking away, but there's actually things that get added to a person because of their whatever it is that they live,
That's beautiful. I love
Yeah.
that. What are you most looking forward to? What's next for you and the film?
Yeah, well, we're next up, we have a bunch of film festivals, including Nashville, which is a big film festival for us. We're going to go to England to play there, also in India. So we're kind of all over the place on the film festival circuit.
India too. That's
Yeah,
great.
it's all these crazy places all over the world. So it's very interesting. I mean, it's really accessible because obviously the subtitles make anybody be able to kind of take it anywhere.
Well, congratulations, Erica. On
Thank you
massive
so much.
success. Please tell everyone where they can find and follow you and the Coda Film.
Sure. Coda you can find at Coda Movie USC, and you can find me at E. Davis Marsh.
Fantastic.
Very
Congratulations.
nice.
Thank
Stay tuned.
you.
We're right back with more on Good Morning La La Land. I'm Jasmine Moye, host of Good Morning La La Land on EverTalk TV. As a little girl with big dreams, I couldn't stop talking. I turned that into a career at premieres, at red carpets, and even a talk show. And recently, I had my aha moment. I was hosting a live event. A woman who represented a national cancer support community gently pulled me aside from the glitz and the glam, and she thanked me for mentioning their program on my show. Because of those few words that I had spoke on air earlier that week, one of our viewers battling cancer reached out and got the financial and emotional support she so desperately needed. I'm so grateful to have experienced that moment, a moment that truly reflects how much conversation and community matters. We need more of what matters. It is my passion and purpose to create content and lead a conversation that will ignite the light in my community and empower them to live their best lives, starting today. I'm Jasmine Moye, and I'm a host on EverTalk TV. Have you ever wondered what it'd be like to just have a few minutes to live? Well, these guys figured it out in 40 minutes over Maui. We're so excited to welcome Josh Covett, Michael Feld. Congratulations on this massive success for your short film.
Thank you.
Thanks.
How exciting is this?
So,
It's great. Very excited.
premiered in Tribeca, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What do you think it is about this film that's really resonating with audiences worldwide?
Well, I think one is everybody remembers when this happened, the false missile alert that hit
Yes.
Hawaii last year. Or if they don't, the funny thing, we've noticed this sometimes in screenings, you'll hear people be like, "Oh yeah," or one time one person was sitting behind us and they said, "This really happened," like explaining
Right.
to everyone. So everyone remembers this crazy moment, and thankfully the world did not end.
So for those of us who don't remember that moment, what was that?
Sure. So on January, was it 18th?
13th
of 2018, a text went out to all the residents of Hawaii warning them of an inbound missile that was coming to the state of Hawaii.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So,
Seriously, what do you do?
so every resident
Oh
of
my
Hawaii got a
gosh.
text saying a missile is coming, seek shelter.
Not
And
a
then-
drill.
This is not a drill. And then it was radio silence for 40 minutes. So no one knew what was happening. And that's kind of where our film picks up, is about a couple on vacation in Hawaii. They're there to relax, to have a good time, and like the worst thing that could happen ends up happening in this amazingly peaceful place.
Let's take a look at the trailer for 40 Minutes Over Movie.
Love it.
The U.S. Pacific Command has detected a missile threat to Hawaii. A missile may impact on land or sea within minutes. This is not a drill.
Oh God, it's real.
If you are indoors, stay indoors. If you are outdoors, seek immediate shelter in a building. Remain indoors well away from windows. If you are driving, pull safely to the side of the road and seek shelter in a building or lay on the floor. We will announce when the threat has ended. This is not a drill.
I'm gonna fucking kill somebody.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, and the crazy thing is, right, it didn't happen. So Hawaii was safe, the world was safe.
Right.
So we were like, okay, well, we can make a comedy. But the crazy thing is the first draft of the script was actually written by Mike's dad.
Yeah.
Who is a writer. I did not know this, but Mike
Yeah.
knew this and gets a lot of scripts.
Yeah, and it was like, the script was very much like, the first time I was reading it, my dad didn't even take the time to change the names of like the characters of my parents' friends who are in it. Like,
Oh, so this was based on a true story for
it wasn't
them.
based on a true story, but my parents go to Hawaii for vacation a lot.
Okay.
And so my dad kind of thought about what happened in Hawaii and was like, what would it have been like if he and my mom were on vacation there? And in his draft, he calls a lot of her friends and kind of tells them off, and like didn't even manage to change their names.
Right.
In it.
So you're
Are the
reading it, it's
characters-
like, I know this person you're
these
talking
people.
Oh,
about.
that's so. Are they like your parents, the two characters?
I think there's elements of them that are like that.
Because they're like so perfect.
Just the good
ones?
Yeah, there's some
Parents might be
things.
watching.
They're so
For all
great.
the parents. We made his parents look great.
Yeah.
You know, and like kept the stuff we like, shaved out a little bit, and his dad was like, go for it. Yeah, you guys can rewrite it and make it your own.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
What was the most unexpected thing that happened in the creation or producing of this film?
I think the most unexpected thing that has happened is, you know, there's the news cycle is like so fast and so rapid these days that people really forget about this happening just about like a year and a half ago. And when we do screenings of it, people come up to us and they tell us about their personal experience with this happening. And so like when we screened in Los Angeles, a group of Australian guys came up to us and were like, we were traveling in the United States. We landed to start our travels in Hawaii. We were in the cab on the way to the hotel and the alert went off. And you know, people's friends or their families, one of my closest friends was in Hawaii for a wedding and woke up the day of the wedding to this happening. And so I think to meet so many people who have a personal connection to this crazy thing that happened has been really surprising but really rewarding.
Yeah. Is there anything that you heard from people who actually experienced it that you wish you would have included in the film?
I like that.
Yeah, well, some people were like, oh yeah, we were just huddled up in shelter, you know, for 38 minutes, and we're like, well, that's
kind of boring.
And also, thankfully, no one's been traumatized. Like, no one's come up to us after a screening and been like, hey, that was the worst day of my life. Like, everyone's enjoyed it. But we were stopped after one screening, and a woman said, your movie is almost exactly beat for beat what we did of like, should we board up the windows? We can't. Let's call our family. Okay, we're in the hotel room. Let's
How
raid
did you
the
get that?
minibar.
Like, how did you grasp all those little idiosyncrasies that really people would do under that?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
We're genius.
Because your dad wasn't there.
I think, you know, it involved a lot of conversations of us being like, what would we do if we were in this place right now? And it's like, you're in a hotel room. Take advantage of it, you know, like let's raid the minibar.
Yeah, I was going to ask, so what elements of each of you are in that? I've got 40 minutes to live, this is what I'm going to do. I mean, are you the potato chips?
I think we would both go for the minibar.
Yeah, I think so.
We specifically made sure that we added Toblerone, even though it's in Hawaii. We're like, there has to be Toblerone.
always there.
That gets torn into because that's, you know, that $20 Toblerone.
What were some of the funny things that people did that you included in your film? I mean, not to give it all away, but I'm just curious.
I mean, I think that one of the funniest things that we kind of had to think about is like, who do you make those phone calls to? Like, how much time do you have to call your loved ones, and who are you gonna call? And in our film, the two characters who are a husband and wife call their daughter, and they don't leave a great message to say goodbye because they don't really want to like tell her what's happening.
Yeah, it's not rehearsed. Like you don't have a script. on you
That's
for-
right. Yeah, you don't.
And then you just have to be okay with being like, that was terrible. Yeah. We just said goodbye to our daughter.
Yeah. Now it's stuck there.
Yeah. That's how she will remember us forever. So,
Wow. Well,
yeah.
what do you hope audiences remember forever about your film?
Wow, remember forever. Well, we want them to enjoy it first and
Yeah.
foremost. It's a comedy, and maybe have some of those moments of like, oh yeah, what would I do in the same
Just to
situation?
give you thought to it, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
right.
kind of
Like
cool.
like what? And the thing that we really love about our movie, and I feel like we were able to get right, was like we have a couple that even in these high stakes moments where they're freaking out and think they're gonna die, like they still love each other. Like we were very cognizant of making sure we didn't want to make a movie where they're just like, oh yeah, well I never loved you anyway. You know, that they're just calling each other out in these last two moments. So that's the thing I know we're really proud of, is that people watch the movie and they're like, I really like them too. Like they never, you know that it's going to be okay in the end because it didn't happen, but you're still pulling for them the whole time.
Yeah, and I think who hasn't thought about like, what would it be like if I only had X amount of time left to live? Like, what would I do with a week or a month? And in our case, it's a matter of minutes. And I think with our film, to see people who kind of take that time to love each other and really kind of be a little fun instead of flipping out is kind of a good reminder of how to not take
I love it. I honestly think it's brilliant.
Me too.
Thank
I was on an airplane once, and I honestly thought it was going to crash. Like we
Really?
all did.
Oh, you had that moment
It
where
hit the
you're
news.
just
It
like,
hit for probably about 40 minutes.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it was like one of these would come close back up again, and
Jesus.
so
Wow.
we were leaking gas.
Yeah.
Is what it was, and it's interesting to see human behavior under those circumstances. And I was like shaking. I was texting. I was actually texting OT. I was texting the person that I'm dating now, but this was like a long time ago. And I texted my mom. I texted all these people that I loved, and I was like, I'm gonna die, and just in case I do. But it's really interesting. Everyone's very quiet. There's this strange sense of quietness that goes on. There wasn't even any crying or anything yet because everyone's in shock. So it's very interesting when you're in a situation like that, how humans behave.
I thought for sure you were going to say you were going to start drinking, but you didn't.
No one did. No, you just.
You're in your
it's
seat, right?
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when the plane landed and we knew we were safe, everybody started crying. Like it was just this overwhelming sense of emotion. So it was very interesting. Yeah.
So please tell everyone how they can find and follow your film. Where's it playing next?
So you can find us on Instagram at 40 minutes, the number 40, over Maui, 40 minutes over Maui. And on Facebook, there's a Facebook group that'll have all of our screening dates, news with the film, and that's just search for 40 minutes over Maui as well.
Yeah, and we've got a couple festivals that are coming up. I think the next one maybe is Calgary.
Calgary.
We can say. There's some that we
I
can
love
we
that.
can say.
You're from
Very
Canada.
Calgary.
Yay!
Yeah, very Hollywood.
You have Canadians in the house.
All right, there you go.
Wonderful. Well, thank you guys so much,
Thank
and
you.
congratulations. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more on Good Morning La La Land. It is hashtag National Sour Candy Day. We want to thank our special friends from Pucker Powder for treating us today.
Hey, I'm gonna what is this?
What is that?
I don't know. It's like a.
Leave it to the DIY experts.
A sugar hookah. This looks like what I would fill up my car with, the tires. You know that thing?
For those of you watching who haven't met Tanya, she is an Emmy-nominated host.
Oh my God, you're so
Southwest House, Homer Colton family. She's a DIY expert, and she's always up for a challenge. So why not give her this sour? Here we go, Tanya.
Oh, come on. Shut up.
Woo! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Come on.
She's up for it.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. And today in the studio, we have my friend, who we lived together for a couple of years, Catherine Nicholson. Now, Catherine, I always describe her as this. It's so funny. She is like the sexiest, hottest real estate agent in Beverly Hills. And she works for the agency. So anybody who's here.
Hottest agency.
Well, it's true. You guys had this magazine spread this big with all you see is legs. I mean, so I just love the marketing behind it. I love how your agency has become such a huge success. But so yeah, what's it like working for the agency?
It's amazing. You know, there's this horrible misconception about real estate agents that it's just you're just a salesperson. You know, and there's so much more to it than that.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to be mindful. You have to care about your clients.
And you do. You do.
And it's the biggest purchase that somebody's going to make in their lives, the biggest moment. And to be able to help find somebody a house is a remarkable thing. And I'm blessed to be able to do it. And I mean, if your realtor is not caring about you and is not mindful, I mean, find a new realtor. And the agencies,
yeah, so true.
Yeah, I mean, the agency, we all collaborate. It's the culture is amazing, and I think that's why it's been so successul.
Wow, I love that. So is the care, the concern, and like that mindfulness, does it come easily to you, or is it something you've had to cultivate?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'm a mom.
Yeah,
I mean, I do it every day, right?
But some people are a little less. They're a little bit more difficult to love. Right?
Yeah, and you have, yes. I mean, it's like Psych 101. I always tell people, I didn't need to study psychology in school because I get it every day. You're dealing with all different kinds of people, but if you're mindful and if you're sensitive to them and sensitive to the fact that, you know, this is a huge, huge thing in somebody's life, it's easier to navigate, I think.
Catherine, I'm very curious, do you work with clients primarily who want to sell their homes or who are looking to purchase a home?
I do both, and I also work all over town. And I think that's another misconception. People in the old days were neighborhood specialists because that's kind of what it was. Buyers would come, they would want to be in a specific neighborhood, and that's what would happen. But today it's so global. You're dealing with people coming from all over the world. Sometimes they don't know where they want to be.
Beverly Hills, that's where
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Cue the song. Yeah.
Just go there.
Or you have people, you know, who are living in one area, they want to move to another area. Maybe the houses are more expensive, but the public school is better. So maybe their child doesn't go to a private school, but goes to a public school. They save money, then they're able to buy a bigger house. It's just being able to know LA. I mean, and I've worked here for 20 years in real estate now, and I know each area. And if I don't, the agency's great because there's somebody who does, you know, we get together and we talk, and sometimes I bring them in.
What do you think makes some real estate agents so famous? I mean, they're all over social media, and they're all in your face, and they're all this, and then what makes somebody a really good? I'm not putting judgment on either one. But I'm just saying, like, what makes them famous and what makes them really good at what they do? Because there's like a wide range. It's
true.
Well, I think, you know, naturally, the way that the world is now with social media, if somebody's good at manipulating and using social media, they automatically become famous. Doesn't mean they're a good agent.
Sometimes
but
they
there
are. Yeah.
I mean, David and James on $1 Million Listing.
Yeah, we love James.
I mean, they're fabulous, and they work 10 feet from me, and so I hear them. I hear David's little, you know, British voice in the office.
But they do walk the walk and talk the talk. They're wonderful.
They do, and they're good people, and they have families, but by default, they are on $1 Million Listing, and so by default, they do get more publicity, and they do get more listings, and
yeah, it's the whole thing.
It's the whole.
Have you ever had to tell anybody that they can't afford this house?
Yeah.
I mean, from a real estate agent's perspective, that's
tough.
not an easy thing.
It's LA. Everybody wants bigger, better. Yeah. And I've also had to tell people, and I do this all the time, people have it in their heads that there is a perfect house. There is a perfect house.
Yes, it lives on my vision board.
Exactly.
So does mine. Exactly. It's right there.
And I'm here to tell you there is no perfect house. So you've got to give
really good.
and take. It's like a relationship. There's not a perfect guy, right?
What are you talking about?
WOT.
If somebody is looking for the ideal real estate to purchase, is there a list of things or characteristics they should be focused on when doing the house search?
Yeah, I mean, the old adage, location, location, location is always great. You don't want to be, you know, on a busy street if you can't help it. But there's also a trade-off. So perhaps you want a bigger yard and you don't care. I mean, I've had clients from New York who are used to the noise. So they don't care. What they want is a big plot of land, and if it's on Sunset Boulevard, it's okay because they're used to that every day.
I always wondered about that. Okay, so that makes total sense.
Yeah, so it's and I have clients, British clients, who are used to living in older homes, are used to, you know, funky woodwork and mold, and they're not afraid of things like that. So they're willing to go into a house and to fix it or to deal with it. Whereas some people who grew up in LA, they want, you know, new
and perfect, right? We move in, and everything else is disgusting.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the beauty of real estate, is everybody's different. And I always say, when a house is having trouble selling, that there is somebody for every house. There really, really is.
So if I'm hiring a real estate agent and I had never met you, and I mean, what are some questions that I could ask real estate agents to know that they're the right one for me?
I don't even think there are specific questions. I think you just need to sit down with someone and get a good rapport. I mean, you can ask who their clients are, what houses they've sold, how much they've sold. But I think it's the rapport. I think, as in anything, when you sit down and talk to somebody, you can tell if they care, or they're just like, well, you know, check this one off my list. And, you know, I've had clients come to me who have gone to bigger agents, and some of the bigger agents have teams. And
that's no fun.
And they never see the agent ever again. They just have this assistant and that assistant showing houses, and it's over.
What's really quick? What is the most expensive house you've ever sold?
$20 million, the whole top floor.
We gotta have another good note.
The whole top floor of the Remington on Wilshire.
Ooh. Whoa!
Yeah. Penthouse,
Wow.
both of them together.
Nice.
Yes. Please tell everyone where they can find and follow you.
Yes, the agencyre.com, and then just look me up, Catherine Nicholson.
Thank you so much, Catherine. We are Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. All of today's interviews are available as a podcast on iTunes, and the whole show is streaming on Apple TV and Roku via the EverTalk app.
That's right, waking up the world together. See you guys tomorrow. Special thanks to Tanya Memmi.
Thanks for having me on the show, guys. Thanks for coming, Catherine.
La La Land.